Draft season rolls on, but tonight we're taking a break from the main event drafts on FFPC. We are in a self-contained high-stakes league. This is the Big Payback, $5,000 buy-in. We got Mike Leone, Ben Gretch joining myself and Pat Carrain. We're off to the races. We got the 109 tonight, tight end premium, ship chasing, alpha plays only. Let's do it.
Pat Fryer Helmuth.
This is why I'm hot.
Anita Handjob.
Fix your sight. Jamar. Alpha play chase. Are you kidding me? Kadarius Toney?
You can't handle the heat.
It looks like we're finally Piss Boys. You're right.
All right, guys, that is an ADP board. This is a different board. Let's see if we can get the real one.
First stream?
Jeez. Here we go. We are good to go. Jamar Chase, Bijan Robinson, Jahmyr Gibbs, Justin Jefferson. Like I said, we got the 109 tonight. Leone and Gretch. How are you guys doing?
Good. Ready for some alpha plays.
That's right. So obviously, people in all the FFPC main event drafts we've been playing in, there's the idea of having to advance to the playoffs. You get the playoff sprint, the $1 million top prize. That's not what we're doing here. This is just 12 teams, 5K buy-in, self-contained leagues, going to stretch the 17 weeks here. So that is going to tweak kind of how we think about this a little bit. What other stuff are you guys thinking about as far as like shaking, sprint type brain stuff for playoff contests?
Well, actually, have been unmemorizing the week 17 matchups ahead of this stream.
There you go.
This is all I do now. So that's all I've been. I just got off a call with a subscriber, talked through, redraft strategy. I've been doing a bunch of these like one-on-one calls. So I don't do as much best ball as you guys these days.
Yeah.
The difference from the mains is you got to shake the like, oh my God, I need the nuts for 3 weeks sort of mindset.
Right.
Where you like have to probably have an amazing score everywhere. You can maybe be a little bit, there's not as much pressure to just be, perfect everywhere.
But there's a little bit of, you still are 1 out of 12 people. You still want to shoot for upside.
Sure, for sure.
I mean, yeah.
Leone, are you?
But you can play like.
Who's
not saying we'll do this,
actual,
but like,
who's pressing the actual buttons? I want to make sure we get that squared away.
Oh, God, I thought you were.
I think.
Yeah, I can. I wasn't planning on it, but I can do that if we.
You're nimble fingers.
Yeah, you've been training all off.
Yeah, there's a lot of money on the line here, Pete. We need the best fingers in the game.
In my mind, when Leone's here, he's the adult in the room, so that's why I was. But I'm right. I'm in.
This is where.
No, okay.
I'm CMC here, but I think Ben is McBride.
Pete,
I just wanted the room to decide for us.
I like CMC.
Let's do it.
Let's take CMC.
All right, CMC, come down. Yeah, this was a pre-show discussion here on how to play this. But yeah, Neighbors goes 8, which the top 8 is generally a CMC, right? And so then McBride becomes the clear guy at 9 for us. In this case, Neighbors goes.
So McBride would have made things easier structurally. CMC you're taking for the
and I'm into the CMC play. It's gonna make the way that we navigate rounds 2 through about 10 tough in a 4-man in a year where these tiers are really long and the decisions are a lot tougher in 2025. I was telling you guys before, I've run into some stuff with Siegel, who I draft very similarly to, that we haven't in past years, where there's little nuances to the ways you want to play things and how that sets up in later rounds. I feel like 2025 is a really interesting draft landscape where the different positions have been valued more efficiently over the years, and we're in a space now where structurally you can go a lot of different ways. I think taking the tight end 1 would have been a really fun structural guidepost for us, but I mean,
what about the RB one? CMC. Is that good?
The tight end in one is definitely easier structurally.
It is.
But as kind of Ben was alluding to before about
Chat,
even though it's a
coming back.
12-team league, even though it's a 12-team league, like we're still shooting for upside. And if CMC just stays healthy, knock on wood, like I'm working on DFS projections week 1, and
It's like 25-point baseline.
It's crazy. Like
he's like 3 points better than anybody. Like it's not like he's like oh, you can get CMC who projects as well as Bijan at 9. It's like no, you get CMC who projects 2 to 3 points better than Bijan at 9.
I'm super excited that we got him because when Leone starts talking about projections like this, you know, he's always right. He gets a little horned up about the projections. He's always right. I love that the chat was like alpha play CMC. Do you guys understand how much of an alpha Trey McBride is? This dude is a monster.
Score touchdowns, Ben.
I keep seeing posts about how like all signs point to all these targets for George Kittle because of the receiver issues. Like CMC caught 100 balls a couple of years ago. I mean,
also their receivers were out last year, and they ran the offense through Jawan Jennings, who they now can't be bothered to like pay $100 extra to come play for them. Like they could have run it through them last year, and they didn't. You'll see more targets than they, did when everyone was healthy. But I don't know. The idea that he's going to be like seeing McBride level targets is kind of silly, I think.
Yeah, so everybody should just not draft George Kittle. He's probably not draftable until the 4th round.
Since we took CMC, Trey McBride, Amon-Ra, Ginty, Nico, Derrick Henry, Brian Thomas, we are on the clock. Is this a Puka podium type pick?
This is Puka podium for me.
We're going upside for sure because these are two players that
missed most of the beginning of last season.
Well, I mean, they're a little bit riskier due to health reasons, either Puka because of his quarterback or CMC.
We literally might get the wide receiver and running back 1 in like a very realistic way. Like it's not even like crazy at all to say that this could be the running back 1 and wide receiver 1. I don't know. I agree it's a little risk, but like why else would they be here? They're both insane.
Before the Stafford injury stuff, I had Puka as like the clear wide receiver 4.
Yeah. No, I mean, he belongs here. It's just scary. I was just being smart aleck. It's just, I mean, it is funny that both of these guys were on IR in week 2 last year. They were the biggest, like, dangerous, like, moves. It was not great. Let's go down that route.
Lightning can't strike twice, man.
No, it definitely can't.
What would you guys have done? Like, I don't even know who would have jumped it, but if it was between Brian Thomas and Puka, what would you guys have been?
Thomas.
I would have been Puka.
So good.
I would have been Puka, but I wouldn't have cared.
Thomas is a great pick too. Yeah.
I wonder if Fat Frankie wants a new co-manager. Trey McBride, Brian Thomas. I'm kidding.
Gretch is already out on this team after Christian McCaffrey and Puka start. Wow.
That's such a sick start, and we're already betrayed.
I mean, the chat's calling it a crazy start, and Ben Gretch is looking to swap with a stranger.
I wrote up the legendary upside for all the running backs on Monday, and McCaffrey's one is I'm writing it. I'm just like, Jesus Christ, like, like this is crazy. Like, so to do that, I like do projections to get the, like, how does this happen? But I'm not like, what do I think I'm like, the goal is to get them to a legendary season. So I've got to get it there somehow. So for some guys, I'm like, for Genty, for example, I was like, you need to run for another 40-yard touchdown, buddy. You're still not there. So, but McCaffrey, I'm like, I got room to spare. This is the easiest thing I've ever done. like 23 is like nothing for this dude. So yeah, he's got to stay healthy. He's older. He's 29. We've seen guys kind of crater unexpectedly. In retrospect, if he craters, it'd be like, well, I did miss the previous season with injury the year before. So that was a clue. But like, if that doesn't happen, there are scenarios where like he takes a step back. They use Brian Robinson more. It's just kind of like he kind of only scores like 16 points a game, and it's a bummer. But I just think a lot of his outcomes, if he's healthy, he just absolutely crushes.
But I do understand where Ben's coming from because I've done 2 drafts from him where we drafted in a similar range and we haven't taken McBride, and I know he loves McBride. And of course, the one draft I was in without him picking at the 109, it was chalk top 8, and we took McBride. So
I also
understand the frustration of not getting a player you really like.
I'm not necessarily frustrated. I do think the chat is emphasizing this is the highest upside start possible, and you guys are emphasizing that. And we also talked at the top that this is a 12-team self-contained league, and we don't need to emphasize the highest upside, biggest risk plays. So, like, there is an element here where it's like what we did would be sick in the main event, and it may be sick in this as well. But there's a reason that in this particular format, I'm a little bit less comfortable with it.
Yeah, I guess I was thinking of it more like. I was thinking of it more through the lens of like, we don't need the perfect roster in the playoff weeks, like the main event, like top to bottom at every position, more than that. We don't want like these upside plays that could just straight up win us the league if they're the right guy.
Yeah. And I'm not out on our team, to be clear.
The other dynamic for Pat and I is we have literally not had a chance to draft on this side of the board. So literally every one of these names feels like unpacking a new present. It's like DMC and Puka. I didn't even know they were in the fucking player pool until tonight.
You can draft them.
That's allowed.
They're basically NPCs for us, Pete. They're not playable characters.
It's literally like half the board has been grayed out for us in all of our main event drafts. Unless we pull one of them up, we're like, hey, Tetaroya, come on down, buddy.
We had fun doing that last week.
That was fun.
Oh, Travion. I was hopeful, but Chad said no. 305. That's me.
Yeah, so we're going to be picking at 3-9 here. I can rattle off the picks since we took Puka, Drake London, Chase Brown, Bucky, Achane, AJ Brown, Taylor, Kittle, Jacobs round out round 2. T. Higgins, Ladd, Hampton, Kyron Williams, and Henderson kick off round 3. We pick at 3-9 after a CMC and Puka start. Lamar goes off the board, our first quarterback here.
I think the first year we had a little bit of a late first rounder, and it was probably Leone. I think it was Leone that got us on Austin Eckler. Or Pat, you were into him too. I think I was vaguely into him with the high value touch stuff. But was that the year you won? No, because it was 2020, the first year we did it.
Eckler was the NFFC draft.
The NFFC draft.
That wasn't the year I won.
We honestly survived kind of a shaky draft because we just navigated it really, really well.
I want to say it involved Kyle Pitts in round 4 or 5.
Oh, I just left it at shaky. But
I almost had to bring the receipt out.
That wasn't the Chase year. That's right.
No, the Chase year was I think we took JT instead of Saquon.
That's right.
And that
we were
was
at the back end of the round.
That was He wanted JT and we wanted Saquon, and I deferred. I think I was on the sticks that night.
All right, we're on deck. Lamar and JSN.
Hold up,
Josh Allen goes here. What are we thinking, fellas?
Yeah, so we already have a running back. I think while there's no great pick here, I just think we take the 2 receivers we like, or take one of the 2 receivers we like best.
That would be my path. Oh, you wrote it in the chat. Yeah. I like what you wrote in the chat. I think that's the right move.
I love that. Those were the 2 guys I was like when I didn't get to contribute to our group chat, and those were literally the 2 names I was into.
I'm into that too.
So McMillan then?
McMillan's
yeah.
Okay.
Let's do it. Tetaroya McMillan is the pick. We pulled him up with Ben the other night to the early 3rd. We get him here at 3-9. And I was watching you guys, and good thing I was like, who's going to make that pick? And I was like,
are you cooking?
I am.
I literally just put him in the queue. I panic.
You're talking. Anyway, I'm not sure who's making these picks.
I was like, I better make sure he's up top.
Like I said, in my head, when Leone is here, he's the adult in the room who's making the picks. And I keep forgetting. Don't worry. I will be on top of it.
This is the alpha play. Now we're back on track. Instead of old guys who were on IR last year, we just have guys that were in college.
Luke is a 3rd-year player. He's not even fully in his prime.
Yeah, what is this curve you're grading on right now?
I wanted a rookie really bad. You know me.
We did it.
He's
CMC
24 years old.
How old is Trey McBride?
Probably older than
25. Yeah.
He's almost 26, dude. That dude put him
Wow,
up.
Trey McBride.
Seriously.
Tight ends are on a different scale.
Old ass Nakua. I've heard a lot of criticisms about Puka. None of them have been his age. I have
Look,
not heard that one.
if you spent part of last year on IR, then you're old. That's the rule. You're just old.
James Cook comes off, Tyreek Hill, and then we'll see what the 12 hole does. They started Ginty and Nico. We'll see what comes back around to us. Kenneth Walker there at 312. Very interesting.
He would have been in the discussion for me at 309. But Pat, you said you weren't really into him, correct?
Who?
Kenneth Walker.
Kenneth Walker.
Oh, private chat's popping off.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, Marvin Harrison goes there as well. So we got 2 picks until we are on. Let's see here. Someone was asking the prizes for the Big Payback League. So the first person, there's 2 regular season prizes, seed 1 and seed 2, each get $5K. And then the league playoffs, which go week 15 through 17, first gets $25K, second gets $14K, and third gets $5K. So the sweep would be $30K. Devontae Adams goes, and we are on deck here with a couple of good options to select at wide receiver.
Yeah, I think we all have the same top option, and then we're a little bit split on if that top option should get selected.
Yep. Okay.
And we get we're all aligned, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're on the same page,
Garrett
right?
Wilson goes. Xavier Worthy.
Yeah, go ahead and click Mike Evans. Chalk this up for Silva.
Oh my God! I actually
be careful
have,
with the jokes
highlighted in the
clicking.
draft interface. Right.
Let me just make sure before I click it, we are all on board with selecting one Mr. Xavier Worthy, right?
Xavier Worthy. Let's go.
Okay. All right. There he goes. CMC, Puka Nacua, Tetaroya McMillian, Xavier Worthy, finally getting some youth into this retirement.
Thank God. Thank God.
After those 2 old guys to start.
Couple 22-year-olds on the roster. Whew.
There we go.
Look, we take the high upside falling values in the first 2 rounds, and then we maybe slightly pull up the 2 high upside guys that we really like in 3 and 4.
You guys know what I love about 22-year-olds, right? Keep getting older, but they stay the same.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Jesus.
Okay, Matthew McConaughey.
That line hits different when you're talking about young men in pads.
But Ben, I know you love these two players, so hopefully we've pulled you back in.
I'm back from the brink, baby. We're betting 50%. No, I'm kidding. I love McCaffrey and Puka too. I'm kidding.
Yeah, take that, fat freaky. He doesn't even want your team anymore.
Dude, I don't want on this guy's team anymore. Cook.
Yeah, you wanted to divest the second he took James Cook, but it's what always happens with the chat, right? We always do these drafts and they start getting eyes for another team. They're like, oh, look at what the 5 hole did or whatever. And then 5 rounds later, they're very quiet because that team inevitably fucked it up. So just keep your eyes on the prize, guys.
So one of the guys I was floating was Garrett Wilson if Worthy went, and Leone and Gretch, you guys were both not too high on him. We took him in our first main at like the 303 or something. Yeah. 304. And I don't know. I was like, I don't know that much has changed. I know that the vibes on the Jets have gotten worse. I know they're going to run a lot, but like their wide receiver 2 locked in is Josh Reynolds. The secondary target might be Mason Taylor. or it's Breece Hall, who they're probably going to play behind Isaiah Davis for some reason. So, like, how do they not feed this guy? A guy we were all really
they're going to feed
from a
him.
talent perspective.
If you give him a 30% target share and a projection, it's still not very good because Justin Fields gets off about 82% of his dropbacks turn into pass attempts, which is really low because of the sacks and the scrambles. And they're going to run a ton. This team's going to try to run and play defense. Every one of their offensive linemen has a higher run blocking grade than a pass blocking grade. They've talked about their 3 running backs. They've talked about how Justin Fields' dual threat ability allows their offense to do different things. It's one of the first things that Glenn talked about at the league meetings after they signed Fields. It's in the Coach Speak Index. There's a quote where he's like, he gives us that dual threat ability that all these teams are trying to find because of how it impacts defenses, right? So they're gonna use him on design runs, all that stuff. They're gonna be, if they're higher than bottom 5 in pass attempts in the league, I think that's a massive upside hit. Like they're gonna be so.
Do you think they're gonna be good?
No.
How are they gonna get away with that then?
Oh, they're gonna play good defense. You're not gonna want to play teams against the Jets in DFS. Everything's gonna be slow paced slogs on Thorman's articles. It's gonna be bad.
That's probably where we disagree. I think this team, I mean, the way the Lions have played, they've played to win games. They haven't been afraid. They've been trying to put up points. They run the ball, they try to establish, but they're not Arthur Smith, you know. So I don't know. I think they're gonna pass less than, you know, I would prefer, but I don't think they're gonna be this like super sloggy type of team. The 2022 Lions, they had 559 dropbacks, 16th in the league. Like I don't.
Why would it be anything like the Lions? Just because Glenn came over?
Well, the Glenn and the offensive coordinator came from the Lions.
Oh, sure, but I mean,
the Lions coaching staff came from the Lions.
They've been pretty. The Lions have been pretty negative PROE with some pretty talented pass catchers, but Jared Goff is the opposite of Fields in terms of
different quarterback. That's what I meant about the Lions' point. Totally different quarterback.
So I'm a little bit more on Ben's side here. I think
I agree. A dropback's worth less. A Goff dropback's worth less than a Fields dropback. That's obvious, for sure. Yeah, but
I think there's a decent chance this is like the lowest statistical output of his career this year.
Yeah,
Wilson or Fields?
Wilson.
I agree with that.
Yeah, I think they throw for like. I would be surprised if they had less than 500 dropbacks.
A couple years ago when DJ Moore was with Fields and me and Leone were both off him and Leone ended up like with public apologies. I have been since then saying that the outcome on DJ Moore that year validated the case because he still wasn't league winning. He did not bury you for not having him. Like I think part of the fate is not that he's not going to be good. It's that at this range I want ceiling and he's not going to bury you if you don't select him. I'm almost certain of that. So you're playing for a small win. I mean, it's probably a small miss too, but I think there's Garrett Wilson's going higher than DJ Moore was that year. Moore ended up as a bottom top 10 points per game option. Obviously.
And he ran like God.
Like the highest.
I remember all of our inputs, like mostly ended up being correct. Like particularly, it wasn't that the issue wasn't that Moore got a shitload of the team's targets. The issue was that the discrepancy between Moore's efficiency and everyone else's was like the most insane gap you're like just ever going to see on a team. And like Wilson's earned a shitload of volume his 3 years.
Yeah.
I mean, he's averaging over 150 targets a year. So I don't know I think there's only room for that to go down despite Adams being gone and there not being competition. And I know his quarterbacks have sucked, but he is not, he hasn't been that good on a per target basis that like, I want to be super convinced he was an absolute superstar if I'm taking him in the spot. And I guess I'm just not super convinced.
We're about to be on the clock.
I threw some names in the deck. Yeah, there.
Yeah, this could be a time to pivot away from wide receiver if there's a non-wide receiver pick we like here, knowing we're going to like the wide receiver pick in the early 6th.
Yeah, coming back is what I would probably do. What do you think, Pat? That's
Laporte is the highest guy on my ranks right now.
Okay.
And so I have no issue if we want to just do that for structure.
I think Laporta is a pretty good structural pick. What do you guys think?
That's
I'm
the one
Laporta, but we have a pretty optimistic projection on him.
So I think we all have Laporta as our top pick. Is that right?
I think we're going to get a receiver in the next round we like
That's
as
fine.
well. So I think we take Laporta.
Yep.
Yeah. I think
That's what I wanted to. I wanted to like podium that. I think Laporta's a really strong pick there. They basically forgot him in the first half of the year when Jamison Williams broke out, and then about week 11, I think it was, he missed. From that point on, if you look at his targets per game versus prior to that, because he missed one game. When he came back, his targets per game were like double. Like, I don't think it gets talked about enough that they already sort of self-corrected within the year to the fact that they had this dynamic tight end that they weren't using enough just because they had another player breaking out that they were kind of focusing on more. And they're like, wait, well, we do want to use this guy too. They've talked about it a lot this offseason. The new coordinator has talked about Laporta in addition to Jamison and Gibbs as the guys he's highlighted that he wants to build the offense around, get the ball in their hands as much as possible. These things, like, I think Laporta's a pretty good pick in the 5th now. It's him and Kittle are very similar profiles. Siegel said this when you guys drafted them. They're similar profiles. Last year, you want to take Kittle when you got him cheaper. You don't want to chase him up necessarily into the 2nd. But when you get Laporta now all the way back down here, I like it.
He's also one of his first read stuff fell last year, and you can go, well, it could fall further, and Jameson could take more of a step. But if the Jameson stuff ends up being kind of hype, the most obvious thing would be that Laporta bounces back to where he was a couple years ago when he was a bigger priority in the offense. So, yeah, I think he's a pretty good buy low candidate for redraft stuff.
Yeah. They also sort of figured it out down the stretch where, like, Jameson was getting they were just more concentrated on Jameson, Laporta, and Amon-Ra down the stretch. Like, they were all kind of getting theirs the second half of the year, which gives me some optimism that
can carry over for sure.
And I also think the team pass volume is probably going to be up, which is just, there's going to be less touchdowns, which is bad, but for pass catchers, especially in tight end premium, the extra pass volume for Laporta should hopefully help.
So we take Laporta to pair with CMC, Puka, Teteroy, McMillan, and Xavier Worthy after we pick Chuba, Ridley, and Connor come off, and Tyler Warren there. 2 more picks, and we are up.
Sam Laporta, prior to week 11, season high was 6 targets. Average was 3.6 targets per game. From that point forward, he hit at least 6 targets in each of the team's final 8 games, including the playoffs, averaging 7.3. So his previous season high was 6, and then he's averaging 7.3 down the stretch in a half season, 8 games. It's pretty sweet.
Yeah, there are going to be a ton of wide receivers we like at this pick.
Yeah, I think at least I'm going to be happy almost no matter what we do here.
Yep, I have the same top 2 as Pat. Pollard goes.
So we're getting at least one of those guys there. One of those guys will be there.
Yeah, Gretch, you want a second?
Wow.
Well,
yeah, choose. It's all running back. So Pollard goes, Swift goes. We're on the clock here.
Yeah, you guys have the same kinds of.
Okay, cool. I thought maybe you were lower on the second guy, but
seems like we're all on Hunter.
Yeah, I guess I'd make in the 12-team league element, like Zay is a locked-in wide receiver 1 on his team. Great offense, going to score plenty of points. But
I do like Zay. The 12-team,
I don't know.
If you take a bunch of these huge upside swings that, like, if some of them bust and some of them hit, that could offset.
Like, I don't know if I'm talking ourselves off of the better pick there, but I guess I just float that as like.
With our wide receiver 4, I like the alpha swing that Leone's talking about. He's already our 4th. We don't need.
I'll go either way. Either way for me.
I'm good with it.
What's your lean, Gretch? You're the
Hunter.
Hunter. All right, let's do Hunter.
I hear you, Pat, and I have Zay right behind Hunter, and that's who we're talking to.
They're both awesome picks there. They're both awesome picks there.
If we had another running back earlier, I think I would have went Zay with you on your point. But the fact that we already got 3, Leone was saying what I was thinking, which is you take a bunch of these huge swings, you're probably going to miss on some of them. What I love about the Hunter thing that doesn't get discussed enough is if Brian Thomas misses time at all, they're going to run more Hunter outs and take him off defense because they're not deep. Brenton Strange is not a big target earner. Their number 3 receivers, De'Ami Brown, he was efficient, but not a big target earner last year. Parker Washington's fine. Like, I think Hunter gets a little bit more of like an alpha treatment at that point. we don't know what the routes are going to be early in the season, but all rookies tend to need a little time to build up. I think this is you take him in this range, you're not even necessarily thinking you have to start him in the early part of the season. Obviously, right now he's a flex for us, but we are giving him some room to build up into some routes. But I think the ceiling, if Thomas were to miss any time during the season, could be so massive. And then the big stat on Liam Cohen last year, both Evans and Godwin had career high yards per out run. Like, he had the ability to get the ball in the hands of his best players. That's why I love Thomas too. His scheme is built for production for his best guys, which is a really nice trait to have, obviously.
Yeah. By the way, the numbers I was citing before were target numbers, not dropbacks, but the stuff was pretty similar. Yeah.
So
I do think.
Go ahead.
I like Hunter there. I do think Zay by the market is a little undervalued in terms of his potential upside. Talked about this before, but a lot of these high-end teams, like, all ran pure last year. Like, it was a historic year for favorites winning, last year in Vegas. And some of these teams that won 13, 14 games just aren't going to win 13, 14 games again, as good as we think they are on paper. And that's going to obviously dictate the game flow and the drop back rates a little bit.
Yeah. There's a lot more volume that the Ravens can have. They were kind of crazy low last year.
So the squad, we go CMC, Puka, Tetaroya, Xavier Worthy, Laporta, come back and grab Travis Hunter. There were a ton of good options there. Only one wide receiver went between our two picks there, Ridley. It was Chuba, Connor, Warren, Pollard, Swift. Right after we pick, Pacheco comes off the board. Ricky Pearsall. Of course, you cannot do a stream and be in the 6th round without some calls for a Ricky Pearsall selection from the chat. Evan Ingram, Zay Flowers, Travis Kelce. I do love the Laporta pick when you see, Warren, Ingram, and Kelce come off the board that shortly after. Yeah.
I'm glad you guys made me take the boring picks and not get too out over my skis with Trey McBride and Brian Thomas in the first 2 rounds.
Hey, just curious, who has the highest yards per out run in his first 2 years of any receiver in history
ever?
And is entering year 3 at 24 years old.
It's just boring, Pat. He's been so good. How can he be better?
Pat, we are so aligned on this Puka stance.
What are we talking about? He's
that's how I feel.
The best young receiver in the league.
This team's awesome.
The best young receiver in NFL history, and people are like,
yeah,
he's too old for a guy this young, man.
Yeah, we got to find the next guy. We can't just take the dude who's going in the 2nd round. He could easily be the 101 next year. It's crazy.
Too much.
Leone, what is the week 1 projection looking like between Puka and Devontae?
I just did this in terms of the target share. Very, very early, of course. I think I had Puka 26%, Adams 23, 22.
Yeah.
But it definitely is going to need another look over.
Of all the weeks to do projections, is week 1 one of the most stressful?
Week 1 and week 18.
Yeah.
Can one of you guys
honestly, sometimes week 2 is stressful. I remember last year, week 3, honestly, having to deal with Levitan and Wiggins give me all this Derek Carr propaganda.
Please don't say anything bad about my co-host.
And it was, I remember we had him the 2nd highest yards per attempt of any quarterback of week 3. And they're like, I don't know if we're high enough on Derek Carr. And I'm like, so sometimes those weeks are more stressful because there's if you're wrong and it looks worse, kind of like week 1, everyone's kind of well, we don't know what's going to happen. But week 2 or 3, sometimes people are like, didn't you guys just see weeks 1 and 2? And
yeah, the one data point thing is very real. People don't understand that there's still other data points to come. Can anyone explain to me Hawkinson at tight end 8 behind? I mean, I get the Warren, but so Ingram and Kelce,
I can't explain it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
There's a lot of McCarthy FUD, I think, and Minnesota's going to run a lot more concerns. And I think even if both those were true, Hawkinson would still be fine. So
yeah. I'm glad we get Laporta there. You see the big gap between Kittle and Laporta of over 3 rounds. And then since we've taken Laporta, 6 tight ends have gone off the board. People forget it's tight end premium. You do run into a scarcity issue of, exciting profiles at a certain point. That's part of the McBride love in the early part for people who are, drafting on FFPC later or whatever. Structurally, it helps a lot because this is the range where you have to make some tough calls when you go head-to-head tight end versus some of these receivers. But, man, the Laporta pick looks great.
It does. It really does. Just frees you up there too, because there's nothing worse than you let Laporta go, and then you really want to take a receiver in the early sticks, and then you see a run of tight ends go, and then you're like, holy shit, I'm going to have to take 5 of them from round 11 on or something.
I feel like if a couple picks break right in the next 4, we're going to get a very good selection here that we're going to be pretty happy with.
Yeah, so since we took Hunter, Pacheco, Pearsall, Ingram, Zay Flowers, Kelsey, Judy, Hawkinson, David Montgomery, 7th round starts out with David Njoku. Rashee Rice finally goes off at 7-2. Then Mark Andrews, Diggs, Adunze comes off. Then Olave. 2 more picks, and we are up.
As I say that, two of the guys I like.
2 of the guys.
Yeah, that's the 2 of the guys I wanted. Yeah.
Tucker Kraft goes, though. That's nice.
Yeah,
this side of the board is so much more fun than the other side. It's like every pick feels good compared to the left
I was
side.
saying in the chat, though, Ben and I drafted from this spot, and it was a weird draft, and this side of the board got kind of annoying for us in our last draft. It's breaking much more favorably this draft, I feel like, for us.
We have 2 good choices. Is the chat? Are you guys with the chat here?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
Those.
There's another dude I'd float.
Okay.
Yeah, float him.
I put the. I don't know if that's your guy too, Pat.
I think I would have podium smashed Golden.
Yeah. Pat's is interesting too.
Pat's is definitely interesting.
Why not?
Because the ADP's after our next pick for yours.
Okay. Maybe I actually didn't realize.
Is that the updated ADP?
I'm looking at the since Monday.
First,
it has my guy a couple picks ahead. My guy's right at our pick in the next round. Pat's guy's a few picks behind it.
Okay.
There's also the rooms lean both ways.
Too.
Yeah, I don't know. I would be my receiver over Peters, but I don't know.
I would be 2, I think. But
what do you think, Pete?
I'm good. I love Addison, so
let's take Addison.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here.
Yeah, that was a little tricky because Adunze, Olave, and Golden were the 3 names that Leone was alluding to when he said some falling stuff. Yeah. I had added Addison. Golden, I think would have been really I was hoping Golden would have made it there.
Golden
I've been low on him.
I think.
I was going to let you guys smash that. Yeah. I've been low. You've all heard me be a little bit low on it, especially you, Leone. But I was excited for Golden. I was bummed when he went right there. That was a bummer.
So we add Jordan Addison, which is I had floated Debo. He goes 1 pick after, but on a team where you have the 4 wide receivers up top, you don't have to start Jordan Addison off the rip. You can sit on that for 3 weeks and then really be able to kind of pick how you want to play that flex spot is pretty nice.
Threw some just ideas in chat to just start thinking about.
Yeah, those are D's.
Yep.
This is where I'm starting to think a little bit like rounds ahead as far as what we might want to do, because we've been very wide receiver heavy, which is not bad, but at some point there might be
like
wide
you said, it
values,
limits your ability to take some other interesting flyers at wide receiver that we might like. Man, you take CMC and then go away from the running back position for a few rounds, and people already start calling for Javonte Williams on the squad. Leone doesn't even want to talk about it because he actually wants Javonte Williams.
I do.
All right.
All right. Khalil Shakir goes as well. We got 2 picks until we are up. For people just tuning in, this is a self-contained 12-person, $5,000 buy-in high-stakes league. So no playoff sprint like the FFPC there. Top 3 teams get prizes. $25K to first. First and second place in the regular season get $5K as well.
Love all these people tuning in to listen to us
click.
Yeah. Sorry.
Damn.
Oh, there
You-
goes Loveland.
you-
So that was a big.
Okay, we got to
You
figure
guys
out
are
what we're doing.
So the question here, I think, is
Tracy
Okay,
goes
so
to in Loveland.
it's running back or Mahomes.
Or
I think.
Mahomes.
I'd be Mahomes.
I'm slightly running back, just I feel like I don't know. You could play the Mahomes. I could go either way. I'm slightly running back here, probably Caleb, but I could
I've
go either
moved
way.
Caleb down quite a bit. I liked your Charbonnet option.
I like Charbonnet as well.
To me, it's like there's a tier break at running back. This is where you grab quarterback.
I
There's
do
a
love
quarterback
Mahomes
we all like here.
with Worthy.
Yeah, we get him stacked up. We get him at a good price.
Yeah,
Preston
I'm just
Mahomes.
struggling with like how much more Mahomes adds to like the round 12 QBs. But I guess there's a bit more meat on the bone than I'm maybe.
If
giving
Worthy
him credit
hits, he
for.
could add a lot more.
I
Yeah.
think there's some potential for Mahomes to have a really big season this year.
Okay, let's go Mahomes.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm in general betting on Mahomes. It's more just how these FFPC drafts play out than it is not liking Mahomes was just my thought process. But I do think going non-wide receiver there kind of works for us because there's probably going to be a couple more wide receivers that we like that we don't want to box ourselves out of later.
Yeah.
I agree.
And obviously you slightly prefer some of the running backs here relative to the ones that will come back. But man, it does feel like a pretty flat tier as far as like what you're buying, as far as early season touches or contingent upside or whatever. I don't think we'll look back on the 2v2s of quarterback, running back, quarterback, and be disappointed here.
Yeah, I feel good about it. Like
Leone, when you were mentioning the running backs, you didn't mention Mason. Was that just a slight overlook, or are you not super?
Probably a slight overlook. I think it was all like pretty similar tier there. I do think Aaron Jones is a better bet than Mason, especially in full PPR. But Aaron Jones ended up going beforehand, anyways.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah. You listed it when Jones was still on the board. I'm seeing that now, so it makes sense that you would just list the preferred for that team.
Yeah. I think Jones for our team in a 12 teamer would have made sense. Where like I'm not overly concerned about like our starting lineup week 1, but it's also
it's a pretty good week one starting lineup.
things are breaking pretty well for us. We've got a ton of upside. I wouldn't have minded if the opportunity presented itself to like get a second starting running back in round 8.
Yeah.
But
do you get to do the take a peek thing in this? You don't get it, right?
I don't think you get it. I think it's just main events.
Yeah.
But I'm not 100% sure.
That would be pretty silly.
So the team here through 8 rounds, CMC up top, Puka, Tedoroya McMillan, Xavier Worthy, Sam Laporta are tied in the 5th. Come back, grab Travis Hunter and Jordan Addison in the 6th and the 7th. Running back feeling flat, so we grab Patrick Mahomes. We were considering Loveland, who went 2 picks before us, to kind of double tap and crank a little purple there. After we pick Charbonnet, Mason, Michael Pittman, ETN, J.K. Dobbins, and Jacoby Myers come off the board.
By ADP, Mahomes has been going 709. I do think that's a little bit low, personally. I have him in the tier with Burrow. These running backs are all in 8 that have been going since we've picked. Caleb Johnson's 801, Dobbins 812, ETN 809, Mason 806. So a lot of Charbonnet 803. So anyway, we did take the slight ADP discount there.
I like I like Mahomes in the upside. I mean, there's just part of me that'll be like, Brock Purdy or Caleb Williams when, we're taking maybe some sketchy running backs. But I like the bet, and we have Worthy, so obviously I have the correlation there.
Yeah, and to me, like, if you want to talk about season-long correlation, like, those two guys are about as tied together as anybody. Like, if Worthy is a smash, then Mahomes gets back to being Mahomes. And then all of a sudden, 8th round Mahomes seems insane. Like Mahomes,
and I do think this is the type of upside that is
in a huge way.
Yeah, I think this is the type of upside that's totally worth chasing even in a 12-team self-contained league, where like you've already made a 4th round bet on Worthy.
Yeah, we already bet on it.
You still got to beat 11 other good teams. Like,
right.
if you're thinking he's going to be a bust, you're probably not thinking about it right. That's a very strong correlative pull, like you said. If Worthy's starting to, the way Worthy hits is on the deep balls, right? Very straightforward. Yeah. He didn't hit on any of them last year. He's going to get manufactured touches. Will he hit on the deep balls this year? If he's hitting on the deep balls, Patrick Mahomes' profile looks a lot different too.
Or if they're hitting on some intermediate stuff where he's full speed and he's adding a bunch of yak and they're just like they're aggressive, they're attacking. They're like, maybe handing it off to Pacheco for 3.5 yards isn't our best option. We should just attack through the air like we want to and like we have done for most of this guy's career.
Which they've said all offseason is what they want to do. I mean, they've been pretty clear about it. They want to try to be more aggressive vertically than they've been able to be the last couple of years. They wanted to last offseason, then everyone got hurt. They were down to a 21-year-old rookie first rounder as their only playmaker. Like so they added even more weapons. They added Jalen Royals and Brashard Smith, and they brought back Hollywood Brown, and they let some of those guys like Justin Watson go, and they've traded away Sky Moore, and like they're just not going to give routes to those types of players. They're trying to make sure everyone that's running routes is like Tyquan Thornton had a really big offseason.
Tyquan Thornton might honestly help, like because he runs a 4.2.
Yeah,
him
and Worthy are.
Tyquan Thornton has helped one of us win money before.
Yeah, he's right.
Just one of us. He's helped the rest of us lose money.
That's right.
Also for the chat, lots of people talking about Bill, who goes 9-2 here. Lots of disappointment that we didn't draft Bill. Guess what, guys? I have good news for you. You can go watch literally any other fucking draft we've done all year, and Bill was drafted on that team. So,
yeah, for real.
It's going to be okay.
Even slow drafts you didn't see, we took him.
Yes, we have so much goddamn Bill. It's gonna be.
I feel like that's the right price on Bill where he went in this draft is probably about right.
Yeah, 9-2. Not an arf kind of price there. He's gonna get the Leone stamp of approval.
I was giving Jacob some crap for suggesting him in the late 8 in the one where you guys took him, where Davis was like tweeting out and bragging, and then when we were on together. I got him
out bragging buying the top burrito.
Yeah. And then when I was on with you guys, we got him at 903. And Jacob texts me. He's like, "You're giving me crap. I'm taking him at 810, and you took him at 903." And I was like, "Hey, that's a round difference. Big difference."
Price matters, dude. All right. We are on deck here. Bill did go. We've seen some tight ends go here. Dallas Goedert, Kincaid, Ferguson, the other running backs, Braylon Allen, Javonte, Caleb Johnson.
Yeah, this is a tough turn for us. I think it's like there's a few receivers that we really like. We should definitely probably take a running back though. And you could possibly argue 2, even with the receivers on the board. So it's a little bit of a tricky.
Yeah, running backs going. Samson goes. To me, that's signal. We should grab a running back.
Yeah,
here.
I think we grab a running back too.
Yeah, that was an aggressive. I like the toot.
Yeah, Tootin.
That's my favorite play here.
Never gonna say no to Tootin. That the consensus?
Yeah, I'm definitely good with Tootin.
When I was on, somebody brought this up. When I was on with you guys, one of the first times after I stopped coming on regularly, right before the draft, you were getting me up to speed. I think Pat was with the rookies, and I said, "Who's the dude that has the sickest name? Like Sky Moore, the sickest." And Pat, you were like, "There's this dude named Bashal Tootin." It was like the first thing you said, and I was like, "That's it. Let's go."
I really hope that's not why. I since became a huge fan. That would be disappointing to learn if deep down it's because his name's actually really sweet.
His name's incredible, dude. I was helping my brother-in-law in like a casual league a couple nights ago, and I was telling him about Bashal Tootin and like put him in the queue for the next turn or whatever, and he shows me in the chat, somebody's like, Bashal Tootin? Half these players are made up. There's no way that's a real name. Like, that's what the home leaguers are discussing, is Bashal Tootin's name.
Cooper Kupp goes after we take Tootin. We're through 9 rounds. We got the 1 quarterback. We got the 2 running backs, 5 wide receivers, and a tight end here. DFS Czar says these guys have their fortunes tied to Tootin. There was talk. One of the Swolecast topics today was if there was another ship chasing clip made that wasn't Harold Fannin, who would it be? And Tootin was the consensus nomination.
Yeah, but we can't do that financially.
I know. I completely agree.
There goes Blue. Blue is the guy that I really liked for this turn as well. I think the market is not reacting enough to him being clearly one of the top 2 running backs, and his ankle injury seems to be a non-issue. He also had like a pretty good preseason performance in terms of showing he can do some of the stuff we're concerned about.
All right. I'm gonna ask the chat if we can, or the commish, if we can roll this back. This guy says Tootin looks hesitant, not finishing runs low enough to the ground hasn't impressed me.
Low enough to the ground is so good.
Do we have a commissioner in here? All right, I gotta ask him. We find someone watch the tape for us, and we can't take this guy.
He's just not low enough to the ground when he runs. Is that pad level? Are you saying pad level?
I mean, that's the reason Davis Maddox going to rush for 500 yards against middle schoolers is because of how low to the ground he is.
That's true. I'm with Davis on that. I think you guys kept moving the goal line, the goal sticks. Oh, hang on.
Wow, Zach Ertz goes if you want to know the state of tight ends in this room. Gordon.
Ollie Gordon.
Freaking Gordon.
This is tough because there's a receiver I think we all like, but I almost think this room's been pretty running back heavy these last couple rounds. I almost think and yet somehow there's an ADP faller despite it being
he's the biggest ADP faller, more so than the running or any of the receivers or anything. I think we do it.
Okay.
Pete seems into it. Yeah, Pat, you were into it, right?
Are we talking about
Cam
Scatterboot? Yeah, I think he makes a ton of sense.
I mean, he's white, but Scat. Other than that,
let's take Scat and
that same conversation we had, Pat. You were telling me Scat was a really good profile, and I was like, yeah, but he's white.
These 2 guys that we have came out for me as prospects ahead of Caleb Johnson, and I think have both kind of set up to like take jobs over the course of the season, which is actually what Caleb Johnson's going to have to do too. And I kind of feel better about them doing it from from the situation, and then I think ultimately they're some of the Johnson stuff for me is the pass catching stuff. So, but even if you say they're equivalent, I feel better about Tootin and Scatterboot ultimately being like true starters than I do about Caleb Johnson at this point.
I bought some of the Caleb dip just because I look at the archetypes in that room and I'm like, how does Caleb not get like a shitload of carries? But the gap is
he's going to get carries. Shitload is the part where I'm actually pretty nervous at.
Maybe not shitload, but like should lead the team in carries.
I'm with you. I'm with you that he probably ends up.
Here's the team: CMC, Puka, T-Mac, Xavier Worthy, Sam Laporta, Travis Hunter, Jordan Addison, Patrick Mahomes. Then we get a little green here: Bashal Tootin and Cam Scatterbo. 2 4th-round picks who definitely would have gone in the 2nd round if this running back class wasn't so deep. That's what I'm telling you.
They both went in the first 3 picks of the 4th round, so they were basically
third round adjusted.
That counts as a 3rd rounder.
It's a 3rd round adjusted. Yeah.
I got called
There's
out.
been some big hits in the early 4th round, actually, to be honest. I mean, the early 4th round has been a pretty good spot.
Yeah.
People don't talk about that, but the hot spot for running backs is clearly the early.
It's actually the early 4th. More than the first, actually. People, they have a hard time believing it, but you'd actually rather be drafted in the 4th.
What are you guys making of this Ollie rise? You know, I was doing a couple Best Ball Manias today. He was going 12th, 13th round in both of them. Is that silly or fair?
He's super fun, but ahead of Scadaboo is wild to me. I think it's
very silly.
That's why I said Ollie when he went. I was like, how does he go? If you are into a rookie running back, why wouldn't you?
If we had another week for people to settle down, I don't think he would keep going that early.
You always play the boomerang on the rookie ADPs.
I mean,
if we had another week, Achane and Jalen Wright could get healthy.
But I don't think like the Achane injury is really that significant. We was talking with Levitan in our Slack, and he's like, if the CMC thing never happened last year, like no one would care about the Achane thing. Like,
I think he's right. Because we didn't care about the CMC one.
Not to put too much stock into like the Twitter docs or anything, but it seems like it's a mostly innocuous injury that he's going to be totally fine. Like maybe he doesn't play week 1 if they're being extra cautious, but not a ton of re-injury risk. So, and then I don't know. Yeah, I guess maybe I'm not giving Gordon enough credit as being like maybe 100% clear RB2 as we get into the middle of the season.
Can I tell the chat that I just clicked over the private chat and Leone wrote his longest message that he's written the entire time. It's 4 lines long. And he also previously wrote a 4-line one about the same player. And it was Christian Kirk. just so
which actually would have not. You didn't even need to do a sell.
It was just a very
There are types of players where I'm like, I am gonna have to like, reset the like negotiation. Like I'm gonna have to like set the vibe at a certain point.
11th round Christian Kirk is fine. I'm not. Yeah, I'd be in.
No, I know. I just thought it was hilarious. I thought it was very funny.
Yes, I refer to him as the slot demon.
Sorry, Pete.
Jaden Reed, Josh Downs were 2 of the guys we were talking a little bit about at the Scadaboo pick.
Based on this running back run, I feel really good about double tapping running backs there.
Yeah, I do. I like the This is where I think Mahomes was the right pick, but this is where we do start to see our 6 wide receivers going to end up dipping.
Maybe
on this 2v2.
Yeah, potentially.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I'm trying to reverse jinx it.
Who was going to be our wide receiver selection if we didn't take Mahomes?
Probably Reed.
We get Reed somewhere in that mix. I don't know the exact order we would have.
Oh, because we probably go quarterback and then we come back.
Like we might have gone
wide receiver.
We might have gone like Charbonnet and then maybe just gone 1 of 2 in Scadabo and gotten Reed or something.
See, I'm gonna like this 2v2.
I'm gonna like this 2v2 a lot.
I like the 2v2 if this pick goes the way if we survive one more pick, I'm gonna like the 2v2 a lot. I think it was the right. I think Mahomes was the right pick either way. I'm just.
What about the guy said in the chat right now?
Yeah, that's I think the guy Pete and I are thinking too.
Yes.
Oh, that's why I guess that was my backup.
That's my backup, but I'm like actually.
Yeah, I think it's like a decent drop off.
Yeah, I'm just saying that I won't be devastated if we go that way. You know.
Yeah.
Me neither. I'd be happy. This is locked in that I prefer the 2v2 with Mahomes. Like there's no way I don't know. Yeah.
I'm lower on this second guy than you guys are.
Okay.
I mean, I think he's the right pick. I think he's the right backup pick, but I think it's a decent drop off. I think there's like an extremely big teardrop.
Yeah. So as this guy times out here, he goes Jerome Ford.
Burden.
Luther
Burden.
There you go.
Dude.
Yeah, that 2v2 looks nice now.
Fuck yeah. I floated Burden at the Mahomes pick.
You did. And
Hey,
I told you 1104 ADP. Chance he gets back to 1109.
I think I was pushing Tootin then. And then I was pushing Burden around Tootin. That's what it was.
I think we read the room right though on the Scatterbo. Like with the Scatterbo pick, we made the right pick. We didn't
had to do it.
Like we could have easily not done that because of some other players we liked, but that was definitely the right pick.
Can we discuss that Puka Nacua having 3 years of experience makes him easily a senior citizen on our roster? Like
you were worried about age. Okay?
Yeah, Gretch, after CFC Puka, I just want to let you know, Xavier Worthy, like the youngest sophomore in the league, Teteroy McMillan, Travis Hunter, Bayshell Tootin, Cam Scatterbo, and Luther Burden.
Woo! We're back, baby.
Higgins was our backup, who I agree would have been the correct backup. I don't know. I have in my head like a decent, maybe not a decent tier drop off's probably wrong, but I just really like Burden a lot, I guess.
What do you guys think?
I love Burden, man. Love him.
Especially for redraft. I think like this, he's like the prototypical second half rookie breakout guy.
This is starting to feel pretty flat here.
Yeah. I'm missing. There was guys that I was interested in that are gone. So, yeah. It's pretty
I kind of liked Mooney. I know he doesn't do arguably a ton for our team, but he goes anyways. Yeah,
every draft I like mark off my rankings, and then at some point I give up and I just open the draft and start looking to see who's there.
I did that from the beginning. It's so hard to keep up.
It really is.
Doing that.
Do you guys have some running backs you like?
I just wrote a couple that are like the next ones for me.
Yeah, I like those.
Yeah.
I'm not like pounding the table. It's just, there's
nothing to pound
Leone,
the
that's the
table
very
for.
next one for me as well. So,
yeah.
I like your first one the most, I think.
That's the best price relative to ADP, I think, of the options.
Yeah.
I just floated a name as well.
Yeah, I'd be okay with that as well.
I like some of the other guys. Like he's not my favorite. I think my favorite guy would be this dude.
Yeah, so he's the dude you just said is that's well behind ADP, 2 rounds.
That's where I think that you get breakout potential there too.
Yeah, that's one where I'm probably it's one of those ones where you don't expect him to be here, so like you kind of skip over him was probably what we've done.
So part of the issue is one of the players we already have is, I think, a little bit of a block from him.
I don't know. I don't
let
think
the dust settle though at this price.
Yeah. We already have 2 guys into
that's one of the things where I like less worried about it from the sprint purposes and stuff. Like if we just bet on the team being good and productive and throwing.
Yeah, I do think just from a value perspective where you see, Ertz goes in round 10, Pitts in round 10, no tight ends in round 11. Definitely feels undervalued here.
So let's just talk about it because I don't think they're going to come back. Strange definitely has a higher ADP. I do have Okonkwo one rank ahead, and I think he has a cleaner path to being the clear number 2 in his pass game. And one of the cases for Strange is that Hunter doesn't actually run that many routes, and we have Hunter, and we have Tootin. So that's where I was like, I'm a little bit. But if you guys all like the Strange thing still, I'm fine. I have him back to back.
I could go either way. I'm not worried about the Jacksonville thing. I could still go either way on the pick. I'm not too worried about it at the prices we're getting these guys. And
I'm not.
We have.
Yeah, I'm not worried about them like capping it at this price.
Like, let's say Hunter tanks and Strange does amazing.
But it's not enough to go Okonkwo over Strange for any of you.
I also think that like Jacksonville being a breakout offense is a win for both. Like I think.
Yeah, that's fair. Like a top injury is a win for both. There's some things that's correlated. Let's do it. I mean, he's a higher ADP. You guys like him. Let's go Strange. Yeah. I like it.
I do like that idea of like how many times have we seen the breakout offense, the fringe tight end comes along for the ride.
Right.
Like they
where
enjoy
like,
those.
There's so many times in like week 6 where you're just like, why didn't I just draft all of these guys? Because they're the team that scores points, you know? Yeah. I think Jacksonville could be one of those teams where it's like, yeah, they were way underpriced for how many points they score.
Dude, if we're starting Strange, we're just hoping he's like catching 6 balls for 50 yards, right? I mean,
oh, that's a smash at this price. People do forget it's tight end premium. So we got our quarterback Mahomes. We got our 3 running backs, CMC, Tootin, Scatabo, 6 wide receivers, Puka, T-Mac, Xavier Worthy, Travis Hunter, Jordan Addison, Luther Burden, and now up to 2 tight ends here as well. Laporta in round 5, Strange in round 12.
Leone, I want you to know that my goal there was to make you crack up on stream.
You did. You were successful. I loved it. I heard it in my head too. You know,
Perfect.
Why does Pittman go ahead of Downs now? Downs was like everyone's favorite breakout early in the offseason, was going well ahead of Pittman.
I don't know. Oh,
got
it's
hurt,
hammy thing.
It's the hammy. But he's good for week 1.
Yeah, but that's
I will say
I don't agree with it.
I don't think Pittman should go before Downs, but I did think the market was prior to the hammy a little too confident in Downs versus Pittman. Like Pittman played through a back injury last year and like still out targeted very similar to Downs.
But don't you think we talked about that on the ET pod, but don't you think it's a little of an overcorrection at this point where it's like now Pittman goes in this draft, he goes in the 8th round and then Downs goes in the 10th more than 2 full rounds later.
That's just a weird Pittman price, I think, more than anything, right? I think.
Yeah, that's
probably Pittman doesn't normally go quite that high, does he?
It's the ADP on Pittman is now earlier in FFPC. So,
yeah, it's in the 8th. It's a full round ahead of Downs.
I think they should be going very close to one another.
Like back to back. That's how I have it in my rankings. Okay, good. I'm not crazy.
No, I have it close, but Downs ahead.
That's what I have.
Downs is the more fun upsidey pick.
He's the better player, is honestly.
Yeah, Pittman's this safer routes guy, which
he's a safer bet for routes. I think Downs is probably safer for targets. I trust his ability to get open.
Since we take Strange, Algier, who we were kind of considering, Will Shipley, who we were considering, they both go. Chig goes. Denver defense, our first defense off the board. Hollywood Brown, Brock Purdy, Woody Marks, and Chris Rodriguez at the 12-13 turn. So as we know in these FFPC drafts, the running backs keep getting selected over and over and over again. What's the week 1 Commanders backfield projection look like, Leone?
I think it's going to be one such that people are not happy with it.
like Eckler 70% of the touches kind of thing.
No, I actually don't like. No, I don't think they're going to overload Eckler with touches. You know, I mean, it's not like Brian Robinson had like this crazy workload. I just think there's some uncertainty there in terms of how it's going to shake out between all the backs.
Well, especially for week 1.
Especially for week 1. And then I also, that role is like not like that valuable unless JCM's like really good. Like if you're betting on JCM, you're hoping he's very good because the role itself isn't that great.
Yeah. Right.
Did we get pretty positive Najee Harris news today with that?
He avoided NFI.
He's ready to go week 1.
I got to move him up. Okay.
He's been going late in some of my ongoing slows.
Has he practiced yet, though?
I think he's been like fake practicing.
Yeah, they're like, he's jogging. It's helpful. I'm like, what? Can he not see?
Because I'm like, I guess I'm still skeptical he's ready to go week 1, although obviously they expect him back soon if he's avoided NFI.
Right.
It's mostly. I think he's going to end up being mostly fine. But it's. I mean, it's bad because Hampton's going to get just more of a runway to immediately ice him.
Right.
But as far as like week 8, I don't think we're saying like, wow, Najee Harris can't run because of his eye. Like, I don't think we're going to be saying that.
No, we're going to say he can't run because he sucks.
I mean, it is going to be really funny when he's like struggling and the film watchers are like struggling to say with a straight face that he's like struggling with his vision and like hitting the hole and seeing his blocks and stuff. And we're like, I wonder why that is.
Yeah.
Poor. All right, we're up in 2 picks.
So literal.
After the Rodriguez pick, Ayuk goes, Fields goes, Joshua Palmer, Ray Davis. We were eyeing him a little bit. Rashad Bateman. 2 more picks.
Yeah, I think this first pick's probably going to be a back for us.
Brandon Aubrey goes.
It's a fun start, guys. Very fun start.
Good.
Yeah, this is a very fun team.
It's always so fun when you like have the pivot points and you're like, I guess we should just take Mahomes here and hope we get the guys we want later. And then you just do. You just get those guys.
Yes.
Oh, it's nice.
Hunter Henry goes. He was an interesting kind of follow there with another tight end. So we're on the clock here. I feel like we should grab another running back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys want to play swing for the fences or try to get some week 1 touches?
Do you think if we get the week 1 touches, we get the swing for the fences anyway?
I think we should do the swing for the fences first.
Okay.
Really? Okay.
But
I guess they're. I guess they're both.
Let's do it. I want to do it because Leone's the one that's like, I don't care.
If Leone wants to
take the best running back in the league.
Well, that's because just wait till you get the message I sent.
I just. All right, we'll draft Keaton Mitchell.
Keaton Mitchell, let's go. Famously, 6 of the 10 best runs in preseason week 1.
Keaton. Best running back in football, per our guest last week, Sean Siegel.
And the preseason number 1 for our current co-host.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to start doing preseason countdowns of best running players.
I really want that content. Like, it's not a bit. I want it. I would watch it. I have stuff I've got things that, I'm doing drafts. I want to put something on. Give me the best preseason runs,
if
please.
we find like a clip of his week 1 preseason runs,
yeah,
can we play that?
Yes. Now, Ben, I will say you're veering a little close to a clip.
I know.
Make sure there's no music under it, because at that point, my friend, you have played a clip on ship chasing.
This team is famously young. Those first 2 picks were the ultimate red herring.
Really threw people off the scent when we drafted Puka.
Yeah, we were just drafting age in or descending order was sort of
I want it on the record that I suggested Nick Chubb and Leone talked me back to the guy that I like more in Keaton Mitchell.
I mean,
or talk the room back.
Even Brenton Strange is young. Like, he feels like not a young guy, but
right.
He's a young guy.
I think Chubb, because our we don't have an RB2 currently who's really going to play. Tootin literally might be inactive week 1. Like,
no.
Yeah, I feel like there's 2 backups to Chubb and Chubb could just be like, okay, well, there was one of them. I feel like Chubb could be like insta dead. Like, he might last a half.
He looked pretty decent in the last preseason game. He had 5 yards per carry.
I would have. Yeah, maybe we should have taken Chubb. I don't know. The other.
I mean, it's fine. I'm glad we got Keaton Mitchell. I love
Leone's just a slappy at heart. I think that's what we have to acknowledge.
Oh my God,
here.
not that name.
Really? I thought Pat liked him.
Yeah,
no,
Pat
I do.
Loves him.
I don't love him.
That's
I
always
just think
that's
he's a
always
good
loved
price.
him. He's his favorite player.
Ever since he entered the league 2 years ago.
Rico goes. So you're
All
off
right,
the
you're
board.
saved.
Literally,
Ben.
all
You're
three of the
saved.
guys went that I
You're all-
had in
thank
mind.
you.
Is like,
Yeah.
Why don't we just do the cool thing? Let's do the fun thing.
I mean, we got to
Which I
do
just
this
put in
fun
the
thing
private chat.
now.
Yeah.
Well,
Let's have
I
some
mean,
fun and live.
just I mean, is that an option?
Yeah, if we know.
If
who
you
it
know
is.
which one that is.
Yeah, I don't know who that is, man.
Yeah. All right. Do the fun thing.
Is it Giddens?
Or yeah, I could also say.
Either way, I don't care. Either way,
Who do you want, Gretch?
Ben, quickly look at chat.
Oh, I'm not prepared to answer that.
Come on.
Either I don't care. Peter, you pick.
Roll it.
If Leone
Roll the
doesn't
clip.
care,
Roll the clip.
If
Roll the
Leone
clip.
doesn't fucking care, I mean, my God.
He's duck-footed. He looks really weird when he runs.
If it walks like a duck,
Wasn't his run like compared to like a duck?
Pigeon-toed good, duck-footed bad.
There's trouble you call DW.
Duck-winged duck.
maybe it's a duck.
He's losing like a round of draft capital because of the direction that his feet point. I'm taking the duck-footed discount. Would he be better if he wasn't duck-footed? Probably. But like, he just was having offense. I'm pretty sure he can fucking move.
You're right. The running style is crazy. It's like Russell Wilson. It's not good.
Duck-winged duck.
So, yeah, I read that wrong though. I really thought we'd get one at Chubb, White, or Dowdle coming back.
I think we start Keaton week 1. Honest to God, I don't know how they put the genie back in the bottle after he did what he did preseason week 1. I put the link in the chat. Let's just watch what he did preseason week 1, and then
There's no music to it, and there's some bad runs in there, so I think we'll be okay as far as the clip curse goes.
All right, so we're gonna grind some film here.
Yeah,
I'm worried if someone's gonna comment about his pad level.
He doesn't run low enough to the ground at the end of the run. Beginning, it's fine.
Okay.
you already watched the whole thing, Pat. I love that.
Yeah, I was watching it as we made that pick.
First one, there's nothing there. This is the jump cut. I mean, how does he just get outside and then 20 yards? Like nobody. He's so fast. This is the TD.
This feels like Cope after missing out on a week one
that was
starter.
nice. This is, I mean,
Oh, now we're watching
definitionally
kick returns.
Cope.
I don't need to see the kick return, but he's fast. Look at dude. Some of these are so. I want to see the spin move. Look at that. He's bouncing off tackles. They say he's too small. Psh, look at that. I don't think that was the spin move I was talking about. Where's the one where he blows through? Oh no, that's not this one either.
This is like the Sky Moore highlight.
The end zone view is very different than what I remember. There's the one where he got grabbed by a D tackle and broke a tackle like that for a guy that was all of his touches. Oh my God! I must.
You're the one who set the cliff.
Ben, this is concerning. We just showed you all the touches. You're like, none of the ones I remember are in there.
Is there a different clip?
Is that the film that you said they're going to have to play him a lot week 1 after that performance?
I think we're good. I think we're good to start tooting.
I have not seen the end zone view.
An inactive Tootin
Starting active today.
I actually am hoping Tootin's inactive so I can perfectly map on the HN arc to him that I've been trying to push anyways.
Man, I thought Rashad White and we were joking, Peter, yesterday about it, but he has been going in like the 170s in some of my slow drafts. And he's like, fine.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Gretch. Let's
do it.
So after all of
I had that wrong.
we have CMC, Puka, T-Mac, Xavier Worthy, Sam Laporta, Travis Hunter, Jordan Addison, Patrick Mahomes, Bayshell Tootin, week 1 starter, Bayshell Tootin, Cam Scatabo, Luther Burden, Brenton Strange, Keaton, best running back in the NFL. Just make sure you get the right preseason highlight clip. Mitchell, and roll the clip. Harold Fannin. 6 more picks to go. 2 of them kicker and defense. 4 more skill position players here.
I was gonna lobby for Caleb if he had come back. Not lobby, you guys. I think we're on board.
I think it's fine, yeah.
But he went, sadly.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Let me make sure I'm not missing the group chat.
We're all over the place.
At what point does Spears make sense? I know he's going to miss 4 weeks.
So his ADP prior to that was 1201. We're in the 1509. We're talking about. Can we stash him? Okay.
He does go. Okay.
He goes.
I feel like that guy's watching. He's taking a lot of tunes that we've talked about. Usually after we talk about him. I think. Well, what about the other team we talked about?
Talk it out.
Yeah, if we have the right read. Yeah, I mean.
I just think both those guys probably stink and cannibalize each other is really what it is.
Okay. All right.
I think from a best ball perspective, fine. But from like, I just don't, I struggle to see like wins coming out of either guy. But
then let's take our biggest upside swing. We're not solving the week 1 problem right now. I think we just need to pick the best plays.
I agree.
There is a guy I'm coming back that I think we should take.
Then the last one I wrote is our favorite week 1 play.
That's the guy I want to go with too.
I mean, not week 1 play, our favorite. Yeah, let's go. All right. Right, Leone? Were you good with that?
No? Yeah, I'm less optimistic than you guys, but I think it's fine.
Mononga's the guy that I think I would have went for the week 1 play, but
I don't think there's a guy that's like clearly going to play a decent bit week 1.
I'm with you on that one. I'm with you.
Yeah. Okay. I know who you're talking about now. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. No, I thought that was a good one too that you referenced.
I think we can. I think we want both, which sounds like we do. Then taking Smith first was the right move. Is my view.
Do you guys think there's any chance Damian Pierce has a week 1 role?
Yeah, I do think there's a chance.
Yeah, I literally just put him in the chat.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
Oh, Kendra
I think Kendra was.
If you guys don't think Keaton Mitchell's playing, then Justice Hill.
I didn't say Keaton. I didn't say he wasn't playing. Sorry, I just don't know if he's gonna have like a super meaningful role. Yeah, I mean Justice Hill is definitely startable. If we're looking purely for a start, I'm a little bummed on Kendra just because I think like
he was a combination.
He was a combo pick. I thought he'd come back too.
The only other one is Roshan Johnson at this point, right?
Yeah, he just has not practiced at all, so it's just hard for me to see him playing a big week 1 role with how particular Ben Johnson is. But they've also been no one knows what's going on there. I kind of like the Justice Hill is like the emergency week 1 starter for us.
It feels like it's a running back.
Like we can just drop him for a fun stash once we have someone else we can start. But
I kind of like that.
I'm into it too. They're gonna play him some early.
He's gonna catch pass. I mean, that's what he catches like 4 passes. I mean, he's gonna catch. They played the
Ravens
Bills week 1. It's like
game script at Buffalo week 1. That's a Justice Hill game.
That's a Justice Hill. Yeah.
So take back everything we just said about Keaton Mitchell, week 1 starter. Can't put the genie back in the bottle.
Let's get the
genie is going back in the bottle.
The genie is going back in the bottle for 1 week, and then we're cutting him.
Okay, I just want to say, when you see the sideline view, he looks so much more explosive than the end zone view.
I needed I gotta get that good view.
In the regular season last year against Buffalo, Justice Hill 6 catches, 78 yards, and a touchdown.
Let's go.
So I think we could basically pencil that score in.
It's already penciled in. I put it in an ink. I'm going over it with Sharpie right now.
Yeah, is Gretch? How does Gretch feel about 35-year-old Justice Hill finally getting the leadership back in this room?
I mean, he's a guy that we loved when he was super young and then had a bunch of injuries and then finally hit when he was older. So he's eternally young. Like he's like grandfathered into being young. That's how it works.
Mm-hmm.
Is he one of those guys who's sneaky young? Like,
yes. Yeah.
Like his age, like how is he? Yeah, he's 27. He's only 27. He turns 28 in November. That's honestly about as old as I would have guessed. I think I would have guessed 29.
Not that young.
He's not that young.
This team's
All
pretty
right.
sick.
It is.
That is amazing that Kendre Miller went. Everyone that Leone has referenced as like a good like weight on the guy is just going.
And I feel guilty because I think Leone's bringing them up like a pick after he would bring them up with other people, but he knows we'll reject them. And so he waits and then he's like, all right, there's no way they can't say this.
Dude, we haven't gotten one of these comments in so long. Remember when this was the nicest compliment we got a couple years ago? Are these guys drafting a dynasty team? That used to be like the savage bird that people didn't realize was actually a compliment.
The 10-cent dynasty team thing, and you were like, yeah, that's how I want to draft my team.
Actually, that is a great rule of thumb for how to approach your drafts.
Draft for upside, no get tight.
Vivian likes the Ravens backfield.
He's literally pointing at our draft and seems pretty happy about it. So
nice.
Oh man, there's one other guy we could possibly start week 1.
I don't know if you guys saw this. I posted this like right before I went live. I was reading April books before bed tonight, and her favorite book right now is literally called The Adventures of Harold Purple Crayon. I was like,
that's very
what?
bullish for us.
Dude, and the story she picked out tonight, I kid you not, was Harold's trip to the sky, going to the moon. Harold, cranking purple with a character named Harold. I was like, it's just too much.
Too good.
It's so bullish.
It's so bullish.
It's written in the stars.
Yes. All right.
Yeah. No. You're totally right, Leone. I was thinking about him as well.
But don't we have that? Like we don't need it twice.
Yeah, I mean, we could maybe play some things based off actives and inactives on the games. Is we have a couple options.
Yeah, I hear you.
But no, if we had nobody else we wanted, I probably wouldn't do it. But
somebody in the chat said, "Why don't you just play Scatterboot?" And I'd honestly be open to that too. He returned to practice. He played in the 3rd preseason game. I think he's going to have a week 1 role to some degree. I don't know. What are you projecting that as? You think, Leone?
I haven't done their week 1 stuff yet. I think Scatterbo is probably fine. I think we'll have a better idea next week. It's just hard to tell what they're going to do.
Yep.
When these guys miss time and they're rookies and stuff.
Yep.
You guys maybe
Scatterbo is the RB2 like pretty clearly like in the middle of the week, and it feels it's going to go that way. I think we would definitely start him.
Pat, is that guy really still available?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's good, Pat. We have room for one more there probably.
Well, and there's a ton of fun wide receiver flyers left. There's like 5 guys I would be interested in.
Yeah, there are.
I also would be down for QB too, but
I didn't realize that
maybe not.
On this light, though.
Maybe not with all these wide receivers that look fun. Troy Franklin goes. So our past 2 picks, 3 picks, we rolled the clip with Harold Fannin, then took Brashard Smith, and then Justice Hill. We have 2 more non-kicker defense picks.
Yeah, I think 1 running back, 1 receiver. Well, maybe 2 receivers, but there's 1 running back I still think is probably a pretty good pick if he's there.
Yeah. Where are you guys at on tight end? Because I kind of feel like we could do it, but we don't need to do it.
I think we're set on tight end.
I think we're set. I do love Jatavian Sanders, but
yeah. I like Jatavian, and there's another guy I like too.
I mean, the thing that's going to move the needle most for this team is if we get lucky on a running back pick.
That's right. And I think that probably should be the priority, even though there are a lot of fun players.
Yeah, even though it's
I think. God damn it!
What is it? This guy.
I mean, I think we're into Trevor Etienne territory, dude. Fade Rico Dowdle. Dead silence. Pat's got everyone so Dowdle pill.
I said I'm the only one who said anything. I said okay.
I didn't hear you say anything.
Yeah,
Pierce was my last guy that I like. I mean, I think RB moves the needle most. We could do ETN. I just don't know if we're going to get the information, but I guess the information could just be banking an injury week 1.
What do you guys think about Coker too? It's like Thielen trade rumors, Hunter Renfrow released. Everything's turning up Coker right now.
Yeah, I like Coker and I like
Love
Gordon
Coker
quite a bit.
I didn't realize Coker was still here. I have him ahead of the guys that I was saying in the chat.
I'm fine with ETN.
Let's take Coker. These people aren't.
Coker.
Okay.
I vote Coker too, Pete. That's a good call.
All right, let's do it.
And then the question is,
Addison right now is in our lineup, right?
No.
Who?
No.
Scroll up.
No, Addison
isn't in our lineup. Hunter.
Oh yeah. Well,
I mean, Hunter. We also have
Burden.
Strange is like startable, too.
I love building out the strength though at receiver. I mean, that was I think a fun little pick there.
Yeah.
I would have gone Pierce, even though he's the worst pick, because I think he was the last good running back.
No, I would have gone Pierce too.
Yeah, I like Horton coming back.
I'm surprised Coker made it to here. That's crazy. Hasn't he been rising a bunch?
They just don't get as many receivers drafted in these, I feel like,
Okay. Yeah, no, I guess he and all my slows on underdog, he's been just going before I can even take him. It's annoying.
Leone, I'm kind of disappointed in you to not mention this guy so that I have to at least float him out there. But Miles Sanders did make the team.
I thought about it. He barely made the team and they put Maffa on IR. I think it's going to take an injury. I don't know. We could. It is uncertain enough. We could see what happens, but it seemed like as the offseason went on, he was clearly he might be fighting to make the team.
He might be inactive week 1 with Lepke and everyone else.
He might be for sure.
Trevor Etienne's going to play. He's going to return their kicks. They took him 5 picks after or 10 picks after.
Listen, it's a name. It's a name when we're looking at running backs that should be mentioned. Again, it should have been mentioned by Leone. He dropped the ball.
I failed in my role.
But remember, I really do.
I'm waiting around later. So for me, that's after we filled all the skill
after we filled the roster.
Yeah, I'm like, well, we should look at this week 1 in Fab.
Can anyone tell me why
actually the extra round on Sanders is Fab? Yeah.
Can anyone tell me why the 9th drafted running back in the NFL draft this year, whose profile is actually pretty solid, who caught 20-plus balls for 2 different college teams the last 2 years, has pretty good evasion stuff?
To take.
We're trying to.
I just don't know.
Literal pick.
Whether we take him or not, why does he go behind all the other running backs? All of them. Everyone has gone. Isaac Guerrero just got usurped as the backup, and he's hurt. Everyone else has gone. Why Roshan Johnson went 2 rounds ago? Why does no one want to take Trevor Etienne?
I think people really don't want to take a clear RB3. That's the answer.
I think we take Trevor Etienne. We need to hit on a running back somewhere.
I'm good with Etienne. Would slightly lobby for Horton just because the offseason's broken so well. We're obviously going to drop one of these receivers for a running back at some point, but we might get a tell on clearly keep Coker, clearly keep Horton, and then go to the running back. I don't think Etienne's going to get drafted, but I'm fine with Etienne as well.
What do you guys think?
Etienne's my vote. I mean, I'm hard.
I vote Etienne.
All right, I don't feel strongly, so let's do Etienne.
He's the type of running back that we would cut a receiver to go see. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Horton
we'll
is
get
fun.
information on him.
See, this guy keeps taking every dude we don't take 2 seconds after.
Well, did you see he's got a 0 RB team? So that's what happened. So they went Neighbors, London, Allen, Evans, Waddle, and then Golden. And so it was Pacheco, Sharp, Sampson, Ford, Algier, Spears, Hunter, Pierce. They're just spraying and praying.
Yeah.
I mean,
I agree the RB matters more. I just don't think we're going to get information on ETN week 1, and we would get information on the receivers to move after.
Right.
But I'm fine with just taking them now and stashing them.
That was pretty information on ETN. If he's
I think we get some information. Yeah,
we're gonna get information.
I know what
it's more
the
likely
information we're going to get
is
is he's not playing.
This is where I mean, that's probably the most likely outcome. I think there's at least a 10% chance that he has some packages and some stuff that he's doing. And everyone's just like way too confident that Rico Dowdle's the clear and only backup running back. They really liked him, dude. They tweeted out, like they had these quotes that they were so pumped that Eric Eager, who works for them now, had developed a model that showed them that there was a 4th round run on running backs that was coming so they could get their guy ahead of. They took him ahead of like all these other rookies that are being drafted. Brashard Smith's a 7th round pick. We took him 3 rounds ago. Etienne went RB9 in this class. This is the dude that like the draft capital says the team really, really liked him. Probably wants to actually play him some at some point this year. I mean, I'd be shocked if he doesn't play this year. Over time.
I'd be pretty surprised if I think we were much more likely to get Coker and Horton information that's actionable to move on week 1 than we are Etienne.
That's fair.
And you're comparing to Brashard Smith. You guys are the Brashard Smith slappies, okay? Not me.
Yeah.
But also, I mean, every other guy, Taj Brooks, like all these dudes.
I think the cutoff is around pick 110. That's where I'd say it's about equivalent to like a first rounder. Any later than that is really more like a
111.
He was a 114.
Yeah. Who's in the kicker and defensive lab? Have you done those projections, Leone?
Think I just Google DST kicker tiers, establish the run, and I cross those off as they go. So I'll bring those up.
Thank you.
I know the defense we want to take for sure. It's there. It's just never there. It's the one that Gretch and I failed to deliver to Silva the other night.
That's right.
I just heard you say that. I just picture him like sitting on his throne.
Yeah.
You guys, the humble peasants, we failed to deliver you the Cardinals defense on your silver platter.
No, hey, we're going to get sniped. Keep it in the private chat.
God. Can't believe you just said that. Now we're not delivering it again tonight.
Pete, come on. I think you need to be put on trial.
Now I'm going to be the one who failed to deliver it to Leone.
The trial was so good.
The trial was so good.
Like the background voices were so funny.
Oh my God.
I
was dying.
I was
sitting there like this the whole time. Just
I hope Drew Davenport sees that video. I have no clue.
I'm sure he has. Like, how would he not have seen that at this point?
I watched that video multiple times, and I just like am thinking in my head like that's so impressive that you did all of that by yourself.
Well, not the editing, just
no,
the writing and the performing.
Well, I mean, but even just like all the acting, I'm thinking about like how many takes it took and like how you must have felt like in your office doing these characters.
At one point I did like Lauren literally thought like there was like a neighborhood dog dying when I was arfing in the basement very loud. I will say the Slappy Drafter song. So Buck, who wrote that, Sacrilegious wrote it. Buck sang it. He's working on getting it up on Spotify. So I'm going to tweet out the full video to that song. There's actually a full core first verse about Jalen Knoll that it didn't make the Best Ball Pros video because I'm like, this is slowing down the momentum of this video, but it'll be released in the full cut. Andy's going to try to get it up on Spotify.
Unbelievable.
His name is Noel.
Do I need to get publicly executed for talking about Arizona defense?
Yes.
Yeah.
I hope you're happy.
Already kind of decided hunting our week 1 on this team. Can we look at week 2 matchups?
I got our backup defense, but I will be a gentleman and not spoil it.
Okay.
Is it the same backup defense we went with?
Yeah.
Have to assume so.
I think so. I think it's the right.
Do we take the kicker or do we take the defense first?
I want to take the kicker first, but I mean I'm open. He's been going PK4 lately. This is a slide for him.
I'm
just really happy you know that, and I'm happy to take him. That's it. That's all I got.
All right. Cam Little reaching Tootin, Bill, and Bowers level ownership across our portfolio.
Yes, let's go, Cam Little. Dude, did you guys can we look at that kick? That was an impressive preseason highlight that I can deliver on.
Pete, can you find the sideline view on that? Because from the end zone, it actually doesn't look very good.
Oh my god.
I heard you talking about this with Sean, Gretch. I thought he was a rookie too. He's not a rookie.
No, but he's 22. He's a year 2 breakout.
Who, Cam Little?
Yeah. He kicked last year. He only missed 2 kicks all year and didn't miss an extra point. Like, he's
I don't remember his name once last year.
Yeah, he kicked from all last year.
Yeah, we've got him.
I don't think Siegel did either. When he started wanting to take him, he's like, they got this rookie kicker. I'm like, Siegel, they had him last year, buddy.
Cam Little is definitely a right-wing slappy pick for kicker, as far as kickers are concerned.
Really? I thought he was firmly left-wing slappy after.
I feel like anybody who watched him kick at 70 yards, like, fuck yeah, Cam Little, this dude made a 70-yarder in preseason.
It's the slaps who are on that this year.
But that is pretty right-wing slappy to be like.
That's both sides of the meme. Dude.
I think right-wing
like bell curve meme.
I think right-wing slaps like name recognition, name brand at kicker. Like that's why the like.
There's
Justin
nothing
Tucker
more right-wing slap than scouting preseason. Like that guy who said Tootin isn't running low enough to the ground. Yeah, that's some right-wing slappiness.
What if you scout?
Left-wing slappy is highlights that aren't even that good, but there's one jump cut you remember.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was going to say.
What happens if you find the sideline angle?
What if you scout it, but not the end zone view, and you get it all wrong?
With a double defense.
Yes, this is right-wing slappy was Brandon Aubrey 7 rounds ago.
Okay, there can be more than one right-wing slappy pick, but that is correct.
Well, I haven't run the numbers on Cam Little, but the metrics might be good. Maybe he's a centrist.
Left-wing slappy kicker is the dude that got hurt in the sprint, and you only went 1 kicker, and you're like talking yourself into that, right?
Why?
We got to do this now.
I've been sniped enough in this draft.
Well, I'm the one. I was talking about myself when you were telling me that I can't do it that way. That's what I was actually thinking of. But I forgot that did happen to you, which is why that happened.
It happened to me, and I lost money because of it. Thank you, Joe Nedney.
Oh, no.
All right, Leone, can you have you put the queue this mysterious
Oh yeah, Butker.
Tucker and Butker. Jeez.
I don't even know if he's slappy though. He's just right wing.
I think that guy ran the clock down because he was watching back the other stream. The Rams
we got sniped on the defense because the guy went double defense.
That's right.
What do you want?
The backup.
Rams week 1.
The gross
Seahawks?
thing is
Seahawks,
the
maybe?
Bengals. Their defense sucks, but they're playing the Browns, and Joe Flacco will chuck it around a little bit. But we don't have to take them.
Seahawks is San Francisco, but then they're at Pittsburgh versus New Orleans.
Put
Arizona.
Bengals in the queue, Pete, and then we'll find.
I do. I got them in there.
Okay. I mean, their defense is probably bad, but at the Browns is a play,
Yeah.
What about
Vikings,
New
Texans
England versus
gone.
the Raiders? Aren't they at home?
Giants. What about Giants just purely playing the pass rush, even though it's not a good matchup?
Yeah.
They're at Washington.
Dolphins?
That's actually not that bad.
Dolphins at Daniel
sacks,
Jones?
I don't think.
Dolphins at Daniel Jones sounds pretty good.
Yeah, Dolphins is fine.
Where are they? I don't. Pretty sure they're already gone.
Thank you, Joe Flacco, in advance for your pick.
Oh no, they were literally all the way at the bottom. I didn't even see Miami. Sorry.
No, it's
all good.
I was late.
There it is. The team is in the books. Here it is.
Sorry,
in all of its glory. Christian McCaffrey, Puka Nacua, the oldest start in the history of fantasy football, followed by Tedoroya McMillian, Xavier Worthy, Sam Laporta, Travis Hunter, Jordan Addison, Patrick Mahomes, Bayshell Tootin, Cam Scatabo, Luther Burden, Brenton Strange, Keaton, the best goddamn running back in the NFL. Mitchell, please do something week 1. Harold, roll the clip. Fannin, Brashard, please don't get cut. Smith, just kidding. We're past cut day. You made the team. Congrats. Justice Hill, might need you to catch 2.5 balls week 1. Jalen Coker, kick Adam Thielen out the door. Trevor Etienne, do something to Rico Dowdle in his sleep. Cam Little in Cincinnati defense. How do we feel about the team, guys?
Well, I think this sums it up pretty well. We're such a great draft, beautiful by Slappy. Slappy likes the drafts.
Leone, did you, because you had been critiquing some of our drafts from afar, you saw what we were doing, the slappiness. Did you feel like you were pulled into the slappy vortex on tonight's draft?
No, I don't. I feel like when I'm with you guys, as Pat said, I might wait a little bit longer to suggest certain names that fall elsewhere on the index of slappiness, if you will. On the slapsticks. But I feel like I know the types of players you guys like, and then the players that I like that fit that mold, and then I can kind of, make it work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. What did you think about the Herzig tweet from yesterday saying that our ship chasing curse clips have thrown people off the scent of Fannin actually being a good pick?
A lot of wish casting,
By who?
By Herzig, and hoping that the curse is broken. I think my idea is that we sacrifice Fannin to the gods. The team's gonna do well. Fannin is still cursed.
Can I tell a few things? Let me tell a few clip pieces of lore. So a couple things. Last year, Greg Branos, the Coach Speak Index, he tried to reverse the curse by paying some men in Miami or in Florida to make a Jalen McMillan thing. That kind of worked, and then it didn't. I would say jury's still out. I would say the Herzig tweet is this year's equivalent of the Coach Speak Index thing of trying to reverse the curse with Fannin. And all I'm saying is good luck. Good fucking luck. What I will say, though, is our producer, Zach, who, again, shout out to Zach, did so many of the phenomenal Easter eggs and edits on the Best Ball Bros video. He's been making some of these clips for us. Last year, he made a Bucky Irving clip that we rejected it. It was there, and I literally said it's just not going in the hopper. Like, it's just not happening. I kid you not. Tonight, he sent me in the DM. He said, "Is it too late for a clip?" I pull it up here while we were drafting. It was a Tootin clip. And
oh my God, Zach, what are you doing?
Fucking not. Absolutely not. I sent him a gift that said, "Not today, Satan," and I told him to go to bed. So I just want you to know, like, if you're trying to map,
I will say in the history of the history of the clip lore, I love that we're at the point where people are like trying to pay other people to perform things to make the clips work, or like Herzig is just like tweeting vaguely sympathetic things. Like it used to be years ago that you would just get the subtweets like, how are these slappies on Sky Moore? How are these dudes on LaVisca Chenault? They don't know what they're talking about. That's all it was constant.
Yeah, what do they know?
But at this
now
point,
they're all trying to reverse it.
At this point, they like feel bad about it. It's like, you know what? Maybe
give these guys just one hit.
Like, can we do something else?
You think this is, you can't just tell us this and not show it. You literally will never fucking see it.
You'll never see it.
Never.
You'll never see it.
I've never even seen the Bucky one, and I don't want to.
Never. It has never been. I watched the Bucky one once and never saw it again. I literally slid it to the recycle bin on my desktop, which is exactly what I did with the Tootin clip today.
Amazing.
It will never be seen. Zach, if you need to bill me for the, just know I did not sign off on that.
Hang on, Pete. This is a bit of a loophole you're creating with Zach, where he can just take all of our highest exposure guys and send us clips.
You're not even going to watch them. You just got to move to
We won't even watch them.
This is what he said. So he said, honestly, more convinced that this ends like Bucky now, going to start making clips of all my biggest stands and hoping you refuse to play it.
Yes.
So this is the meta.
It's it's literally, I mean, it's profitable because the players hit if he does this.
Yes.
Yeah. And we
all right. Leone, Gretch, Always a pleasure drafting with you guys. Leone, what should people be looking out for at ETR other than those hot week 1 projections?
I mean, that's what you got to look out for. Me, Jack, and Dank are going to be in the lab tomorrow, getting the first draft done, hopefully by end of day tomorrow. They won't be released on site that early, so don't hound me, but we're putting a ton of work into them, and I'm excited for DFS week 1.
Don't hound me, bro.
It's going to be fun. Gretch, what about you, cranking out some more pieces here as we enter the Labor Day weekend home stretch?
That's right. I'm gonna do a favorite pick in each round type, whatever my guys thing, that team high value touch thing I mentioned late last week. Gonna get that out. I did a super flex strategy guide today because people wanted it. Yeah, a lot of good stuff.
that was a sales pitch of the year right there.
Sean and I are doing I did an auction one last week also because people begged for it. Sean and I are doing like 3 mains in the next week, so those will be up on Stealing Bananas. Yeah, cruising.
Beautiful.
Almost week 1. 9 days.
Crazy. 9 days. We're going to be, Pat and I will be back with the crew on Thursday for a finale main event draft with Crack Rock. I know everybody has penciled that on their calendar. So that'll be our last draft stream. We'll also be announcing our plans for the Shipcast on that stream. So if you've been wondering about that, we'll be sure to get you guys the details. Obviously a ADP chasing from today. The guys had a ton of ground to cover with all the ADP risers and fallers. So make sure you check that out. Pat, what do you got going on at Leg Up?
Yeah, check out the Legendary Running Back Scenarios article if you haven't yet. I narrated it on the Legendary Upside podcast, wherever you get your podcast, and the article is free on the site. Dove into 11 running backs, looking at legendary and silent killer scenarios for all of them. Matt Irby had an article out on the site this morning. He's going to have another one tomorrow morning. I'll have a couple articles out this week. We're also going to have articles for week 1 coming out pretty soon, including the walkthrough, my game by game preview for the main slate. So I'm going to start writing that kind of probably like late this week. I'm going to be diving in the lab on that. So
I can't wait. Dude, I'm just getting so excited for the week 1 stuff here and talking about projections, walkthrough. And I'm getting excited about drafting some Battle Royale teams again this year. Today launched a masterclass course with my guys, the Badge Bros, John and Nez. It's underdogmasterclass.com. We got a promo code running for the launch. It's in the Deposit Kingdom Discord there in the announcements if you want to get 20% off. But comprehensive course, everything we know and have learned about the draft games, had a ton of success last year and just dumped all of that information in there, whether you're a beginner, more of an advanced player. We have all of the data from 2024, what top 1% lineups look like, flex usage, granular data on how to stack quarterbacks, which ones to stack, how far to scroll down, all of that good stuff. So check it out if you guys are interested in taking your game to the next level in the Battle Royale this year, underdogmasterclass.com. Otherwise, we will see you guys all on Thursday for the infamous Crack Rock draft. Thank you to Gretch, Leone. We got producer Nick in here. Appreciate you. All the guys in the chat, all the seals, all the slaps from Ship Chasing Nation. We'll see you guys next time.